Yo, yo, yo. What up, everybody? Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. You know what to do. Let's go.
That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored! They did it!
Left,
What the hell was that? Oh, yeah!
What the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Kicking it stateside. Back again. October the 7th. A lovely Thursday here in the Northeast. We got some good stuff coming for you today. Obviously, the big one with the World Cup qualifying for the U.S. men's national team. We're back for the October window. Obviously, if you missed our show on Tuesday, we discussed the 3 games that are coming up in this October cycle. Obviously, it starts tonight, 7:30 Eastern time, against Jamaica, which will be in Austin, Texas. Obviously, with no Premier League this weekend, we're going to heavily hit the U.S. team and some other games. Obviously, to Dan's liking, we have a Mexico-Canada matchup tonight as well. Huge game with us looking at seeding. So if we can get that win and maybe get helped out by draw or win from Mexico, we would slide up into that second position on points. So that's another one to watch tonight. Obviously, we have international break going on elsewhere in Europe. There's games going on today. This UEFA Nations League going on. Seems like it's like the final 4 of this tournament. Today is Belgium, France, and I believe Italy versus England.
Spain already happened, I thought.
Spain, was it?
Spain
yesterday?
had just beat, it was 2-1.
So Spain already beat Italy yesterday.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
All right. Well, that's my fault. And
Yes, Spain beat Italy 2-1 yesterday.
so a little rematch of that Euro game from last summer goes to Spain. So they get their revenge and they get into the Nations League champion. That final, I believe, is on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. So for all you that want to see not American football, you can tune in to either Belgium, France versus Spain on Sunday. But obviously the big one over here is we got the U.S. team going at it tonight. Jamaica, game at home in Austin, Texas. Nothing less than 3 points, I think, is what we're all saying. I will welcome in my wonderful counterpart, my confidant, Brian Wheeler. What's going on, my friend?
Oh, hello, brother. How are you? Another match, another good match day. Another bit of big expectations, and let's see where it ends up by the, about 9:30 tonight, 10 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, we're either going to feel really, really good with the 3 points, and especially what happens, we'll be scoreboard peaking, I'm sure, with this Mexico-Canada game as well later. That will determine where we're going to set up. If we're in second, if we're in third, if we're dropped even further down, if Panama wins tonight, we're not sure.
You never know, yeah.
A lot can shake up tonight.
I think my best case scenario personally for the evening, looking at the schedule, would definitely be a Mexico-Canada draw. If that were to happen and we were to handle our business like I think we should and can against Jamaica, and not even just get a win like a 1-0 squeaker like we did all through Gold Cup, but actually get a win, 2-0, 3-1, whatever, and get a little bit more goal differential, that'll actually put us in first. If the Mexico-Canada were to draw, that would be the optimal scenario. Regardless of what those 2 teams do, we have to do what we need to do, and that's get 3 points. And Benny's Nation, I agree. completely. And yes, even though this is mostly a show about U.S. men's national team and all that, there is breaking big news in the Premier League. That Saudi takeover is official. Newcastle is now a billionaire club. $300 million takeover for Newcastle. I would expect, if not the shortest leash known to man, probably not even get an opportunity to be on a leash. I think, we just talked about it on Tuesday with our coaches firing show. I think we might have saw the last of Steve Bruce. I don't know if he'll ever coach another Newcastle game again with this window being, a couple weeks basically here, or a week and a half, and this takeover being official. They may come right in, and that might be their first order of business as new ownership. So not to get off subject, but we might as well hit it now real quick.
Yeah, they might go after and get the guy that they want, and not sit through any more games with a stale team and a stale coach like Steve Bruce. I'm sure they have somebody that they're keeping an eye on that they would probably want to bring in themselves. So yeah, you're probably right that there's a new era at Newcastle for sure, and now you're pretty much leapfrogging all these teams, even the Man Cities of the world. You're now the richest team in the Premier League now that this takeover has happened. So you better start spending, because right now Newcastle is sitting pretty low in the table with some lifeless matches so far this season. So it's
it's not just the spending, but it's making it an attraction to players now.
Right.
You see, guys still have to want to go there, which they should, because the club has a really good history in England. As long as guys know their history, and that matters to some guys. Some guys don't care. Some guys, I guess, just care about the paycheck as well. And they would be in the Prem. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But
I even think that, they have a great following, and I'm sure all the fans as well were looking for a new change. I mean, it's the same shit every season, right? I mean, the past, I don't even know. When was the last time Newcastle was even like relevant? Not talking like, not saying relevant is that they're in the relegation talks. I'm talking like competitive. They're
gonna get Sir Alex to come out of retirement.
Wouldn't that be a headline grabber?
Couldn't you? Like, they're just like, here, blank check for your kids, grandkids, great grandkids. This will cover whatever you need. We need 2 years. 2 years. You don't even have to be on the sideline.
That would be almost like Ronaldo going to Man City. Like, Sir Alex's legacy at United is like, wow, you son of a bitch. You are this like reverend, best thing that's ever happened to Man United, back when Man United was actually good. And then you're going to take over this Newcastle job because of pretty much just the money. It's got to be like, oh, that's a little hit. That's a little hit to the legacy.
Yeah.
I don't really know who else. Again, Benny said maybe Conte.
Yeah.
I
don't really think you're going to.
You can bring over like Lautaro Martinez with him, just bring the whole team over.
Well, that's what you figured we're going to see it anyway after what we talked about last week. It's not going to be like some fresh new idea having fresh new young name or something like that. Most likely it's going to be a big time retread. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. Maybe Pep, that's his challenge. Remember, he said he wanted a new challenge. Maybe he's not quite ready for a national job yet. Maybe he wants to take this Newcastle job and go to the richer owners now. He's you guys don't have enough money for me anymore. I need to go to join these guys.
You guys spend enough money, and that's still not enough. I'm going to Newcastle, where we're just going to spend, whatever I want, I'm going to get.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring in Sergio Aguero back to Newcastle.
Do you realize that this is going to open up Erling Haaland to Newcastle rumors?
Hey,
Like every big name is now going to be rumored to Newcastle, just as well as Chelsea and Madrid and Barca, even though they're broke.
it'd be an easy transition because he would go from one blue-collar city in Dortmund to another blue-collar city in Newcastle, where it's just like football is life. Like, there's not much going on otherwise in Newcastle. Your focus is the Magpies. That's it.
Yeah.
Pure football all day. Your mood determines how the team does. It's just live and die. That's how it is. So it'd be easy for him. Whether he would want to take that challenge on himself remains to be seen. But who knows? This could shake up a lot,
Yeah, it could.
Because money does talk, and money would bring, I'm sure a lot of big-time players in. Again, it's the attractive. It's like, do you care about living in a city where there's not much to do? Or are you just in it for the money and the challenge? Because, again, not like Newcastle would be an attractive place to live. No offense to anybody that lives or is from Newcastle.
Yeah, I guess London in general isn't necessarily, or England in general isn't necessarily.
Yeah,
but I mean,
you're no man's land. You're up in the northeast of.
Yeah, but if you're a good money maker, you don't need to live there. You can live in a nicer part and just commute to work every day, and with a driver, I'm sure. But not every guy will have that ability. Definitely.
No, I mean, the problem is they've made decent signings, like decent with Almiron and bringing in like Saint Maxime and players like that.
Yeah,
but just hasn't worked out. They have struck out though with the likes of like Joelinton,
yeah,
not really living up to that billing. So again, it'll be interesting. It's one of those that the news just dropped pretty much at our laps right before the show even started. So it was,
of course,
it was a good bring up by Benny's Nation. So appreciate that one.
Yeah. Again, thanks everybody for joining us. Tommy, welcome. I think this show today was definitely I was trying to make it a point to everybody online that like the casual fan, like tonight's perfect. Tonight is a perfect night to find this game. It's not late, 7:30 on the East Coast, 4:30 on the West Coast. It's on ESPN2, so it's on a main outlet, or ESPN Plus if you're streaming, so you have easy access to it. There's no excuse not to. I mean, this is our A team. You're going to get to watch our A team. Now, for, if you're not 100% dialed in, we talk about it all the time, and our A team does rotate. There's going to be guys that are, hopefully there when we're actually qualified and playing for the World Cup that you're not going to see tonight because of injuries or whatever circumstance. But like most of these guys are our best players, and they're really working with different formations right now. They're really working with different ways to put some things together. And I think you're going to get an opportunity to see some guys and to see a team hopefully get it back together and beat a Jamaica team at home in what should be a friendly environment for the U.S. in Texas.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We even got the boss man watching. Hey,
that's what I'm saying. But like, here's the thing. Here's the thing. And now I'm going to bring this on, and for any U.S. men's national team, anybody who has any ties to this team, if you know somebody who knows somebody who knows one of these players, this is what we're going to be talking about now. We're gonna have these guys, right? That Tom, who is a huge sports guy, avid sports guy, owns this company, all of that, who's going to tune into this game tonight.
Yeah.
And if you come out and you come out with a dud and don't handle your business and somehow, lose, which should not happen at all, or even draw, which should not happen at all, or even not just step on a bad Jamaica team with the team that we have and come out with a good strategy and ready to go, you're never going to gain this fan base. And that's what we need to do in these games. And that's why these games are important. And people want to argue with me that these games have no importance and you can get a point. It's more than that. It's about growing this sport in this country. And that's the only way you're going to do it, is to come out and see like a smash mouth 3-0, run it down their throats, prove that we're the best team in CONCACAF type game tonight.
Yeah, it's again, we have these opportunities where the games are on, mainstream TV. You don't have to do any streaming. ESPN2 is on most cable packages, pretty readily available. And you're going to have
10:30 at night.
Yeah, you're going to have the masses probably watching. You're going to have people tuning in between, like you got your baseball, and I know you got Thursday night American football tonight. But I mean, it's a good time. It's good. This is the time that you win over, the people that are curious about the game, right? Like you said. And we had this situation, back in the Canada game, B. Willie tunes in, the guy that probably, has given us a hard time over the years with watching soccer. And he tunes in thinking like, yeah, all right, I'll give it a shot. And then we totally suck. And then maybe you place a wager on them, and then you're like, fuck them, they suck, I hate them. Why am I even watching this? Soccer's stupid. We don't need that tonight.
No.
We need a full performance. We need everybody to come out fired up. Like Benny's Nation said, Weston should be chomping at the bit to get back on the field and get in good graces with this coaching staff and with Greg and with Uncle Greggy. He's got to come out ready. He's got to be disciplined. He's got to grow up pretty quick, because
I was going to say, whether we agree or disagree with what had happened, the ultimate thing is, it is the land of second chances, and it is an opportunity for this kid. He's everything said that he's starting tonight, which he absolutely should be. There's no reason he shouldn't be. If you're going to bring him and you're going to, allow him to return back to the team, then you have to play him. Just like Ferguson said about, United, you got to play your best players. If he's there and he's fit, he's our best player. One of, I shouldn't say best, but one of the best, with Aronson, Adams. But that core, he's part of that core.
He's already come out and say that he's going to start tonight. So
yeah, he's got a lot to prove. He's got to prove it to his teammates. Like I said, I didn't agree with the whole thing anyway. I think some of it maybe, again, was outblown by the media, like seems to always happen. A la Landon Donovan making this big deal, and it was almost inexcusable. If it's almost inexcusable and he's called up 2 weeks later in the next window, it couldn't have been that bad. Right. Come on, don't try to drill the kid into the ground. You're supposed to be picking these kids up. Like, this is the next generation. Don't be mad that your generation could only get so far. Like, help grow this generation. Don't try to put the kid down. So I think it's got to be a statement tonight. You know what it is. I know, and we're going to talk about, our choice of 11 and what we probably want compared to what we should now expect with Greg. But
it's a game where I don't need to see any tinkering from Uncle Greggy. I just don't need it. There's no need for it. You can't go into this game where you're starting George Bello, maybe giving him a run out to see what he's got. It's not that game. You can't do that kind of shit.
Yeah, I guarantee, though, I know a
couple guys that I wouldn't select myself, but I know that will most likely be.
Paul Arriola is starting tonight. I'm just telling you right now, and we'll talk. I have no idea. Absolutely have zero clue. None of us will know officially, other than they announcing McKennie for probably a couple more hours. But I'm going to tell you right now, Paul Arriola is starting tonight because he's in that roster, and They didn't bring much as far as a good left winger. I think they're going to ask Aronson to maybe move over to the left because he's shown he can play anywhere. That kid doesn't care. He just plays soccer. And yeah, I just have that vibe. I don't know. Or you might see Hoppy move to the left because he loves that experiment. I don't think you're going to see tinkering as much as just a typical Berhalter lineup.
Yeah, I mean, it's I would say that the ones that we wouldn't select, such as a Zardes or like legit, are going to be in the starting 11s. One of those players, and or Areola.
I would not.
One of those three, maybe two out of those three, are going to get probably legit burned tonight. Which
I wouldn't be surprised if the starting midfield is Adams, McKennie, and then either legit or Acosta. One of those two, because that just seems to be what he does. He gives you the two, and I don't know, like I want to see Busio, I want to see Musa, I want to see, but like I don't know what he's gonna do. I just like you don't know, you really don't know. It should be McKennie, Musa, and Adams. Right. I don't know, like if that's what if you're going with a 3 midfield like he has been, and you're going, and more of a 3 up top, a 4-3-3. That's who I want to see as my 3 midfielders. I don't think that's going to happen, though, for some reason. One of them will be a substitute tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that Musa had he must have had a false positive with his first COVID test, but then he got one today and it was negative, so he's good to go. But I still don't see him starting, and I don't see Timmy Weah. I thought maybe they'd throw him out there as a winger, but I doubt that will happen because I don't believe he started Timmy yet. When Tim was available for selection, he's always come off the bench. So I'm feeling a legit. I'm feeling an Areola starting one of those positions. You'd like to see Musa. You'd like to see Timmy Weah. I'd like to see Pepe in the starting lineup, but I know that's probably not going to happen. I know Zardes might start up top. If they play 2 up top, I'd like to see maybe if he's going with Zardes, I'd see Zardes and Hopi up top to start.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm totally with the selection of players. I'm a little curious to see what he's going to try to run tonight. Based off of the lineups or the players I'm seeing in here. I don't know what he's going to do. Is he going to run the 2 up top, or is he going to run his 3 with the wingers? Lord Walker, what I'm saying was it's not that it was in his criticism. His criticism and saying, he is one of the best players. He needs to be a leader. He needs to set a better example. Yes, 100%. Don't disagree. But it was the way he exaggerated. I think he exaggerated. He had to. For him to get called back this, Donovan made it sound like it was almost unrepairable. In his own words, you can go back and listen. He said basically what he did was almost unrepairable, and he's going to have a really hard time working his way back to the club. And less than 3 weeks later, with limited time around the club, he found his way back on the club. So it couldn't have been that reprehensible if he was able to, I don't know. I just feel like his wording could have been a little bit more choice. And I don't think, I don't know. That's just, again, it's my opinion.
No, I think that Uncle Greggy was just trying to set a pretty tough example on him. And again, I agree with Lord Walker in the fact that he is one of our best players and he is a leader on the team. So if your leader's breaking rules, whatever the hell it may be, letting someone back to the hotel, yeah, sure, he broke the rule. But again, like you said, it was like it couldn't have been that terrible where now the next window you're bringing him right back.
Yeah.
Like I understand, Greg making, Berhalter making an example saying, we're not going to take this. You can't just do whatever you please. You can't just wander out on Broadway Street in Nashville, when you have a game the next night. and then you're putting the whole team at jeopardy, you know, with everything going on now. So it's like, I understand, but to send him back home or send him back to Turin, you know, not even playing the next game, it's that was puzzling to me.
Yeah. So I'm just glad he's back. Again, he can't be stupid now. I mean, if you got to follow certain things, you got to follow certain things.
You just gotta.
When it comes to that, I mean, there's certain things. Obviously, we can. I don't even want to dive into it. But for like when you have a team rule just like that, like you can't go pick up a chick, bring her back to your room for 3 nights, dude. Sorry, like you got a big game to play. Do it after. After that, when you go back over to Europe or you know, like go live your life over in Italy. Have 5 a night. Do your thing, bro. But like just give me like 3 nights of just cool it. Like. That's all it is, and that yes, I agree. He needs to grow up and he needs to learn.
Sure,
you got a little self-control,
discipline. You know, I understand. You know, Nash Vegas. You know, it's bumping. You know, you want to go out. You're the center. You know, you're the focal point of this team. You're young. You want to get out there. I get it. And again, you're not doing anything by scheduling a game in Austin, Texas, as well. Like the
new Mecca,
central of the U.S. So
Austin's a pretty nice up and coming city. So
it's another party college town. So again, I understand, but you got to be disciplined. You know, you got a big game, and this is the World Cup. It's not like we're talking about a friendly where it's just like, you know, I'll go out and you know I'll play my 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and I'll come out and you know I'll just get my run in and that's it. This is like serious shit, because if you don't make this World Cup coming up here in Qatar, it's going to be an epic failure, and that's going to be 2 straight cycles of World Cup that we did not qualify for, and now you're limping into a 2026, which you're hosting, so you're automatically in, and you don't want to just limp in and say, oh, the Americans get an automatic bid, but do they even deserve to be in the World Cup?
Let's not talk. Yeah, that's not.
You know
even,
what I'm saying? It's just
I don't even want that to be like.
Bottom line, he just needs to like get his shit together and just focus on the task at hand for 5 days, 4 days.
So
do your thing.
So I think, or I mean, are we in agreement that as far as a midfield goes?
That's what I say, Evan.
I mean, that would be our desired midfield for tonight, if we had the choice. What about in goal? Is it Turner again tonight, or does Zach get a chance now? He's a little bit more fit. They're a little further into their season, so they've been training. We know he most likely cannot play the road game due to being in the Premier League and the COVID protocols. So he's going to be left home for that one. That's why they brought Sean Johnson, apparently, because he doesn't have to deal with that. So he can be the number 2 to Matt Turner when we go on the road to Panama. Or do you just stay with Turner and you make Stephen the number 2 tonight?
I don't know how you go away from Matty Turner.
Right, and again, we like this is a must win. It's at home. It's in a big new MLS stadium. You got your top MLS goalkeeper right now, and he's just the hot hand. Period. I'm just thinking. I'm trying. You know what it is? I've tried to now like think like him, and it's disgusting. Like it almost sways because I'm like, here's what I would do. But then I'm like, so it automatically makes me think that the opposite's going to happen.
That's the problem is like him putting Stefan in tonight, I think, is him like trying to outsmart himself.
Right. And that's what I'm afraid of. I'm not saying I want to see that. I'm just thinking like, does
it make sense if Stefan's in tonight, or do we just like everyone gets confused because we're trying to think like him and nobody can.
Yeah. Like right now, we should be building
yourself. Just go with the lineup that you know that can compete. And Matty Turner has done nothing wrong to lose the starting gloves. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so if he's not in goalie tonight, we already have one gripe. So that's an agreement. So what about our back line? Based off of, again, we don't know everybody's fitness. I know some guys were brought in. Doesn't mean they're 100% fit and ready to go yet either.
Well, I thought Anthony Robinson left on the left side.
Absolutely.
I would say him and Dest have to be shoo-ins for
right. As long as Dest is like he's back, right? He's been playing with Barca. I think he's back. So
if he's ready to go, he has to be in the lineup.
That's got to be left and right.
Miles Robinson has to be. I think he hasn't done anything wrong.
Nope.
I think he's pretty damn close to cementing one of those center back spots.
Absolutely.
It's just that other center back spot. Obviously, if you didn't hear us say, I don't even know if I mentioned it on Tuesday, but John Brooks was left back in Germany. Apparently, he's dealing with some back issues. So he will not be making this window, nor I don't think he's going to be. I think Lord Walker said he may be out for even the November window as well. So what do you go with now? Do you go with a veteran again like Timmy Ream, who's been playing fantastic for Fulham? Or do you go with a younger Mark McKenzie, giving him that opportunity? Or do you go outside the box and go Uncle Greggy crazy and put in Chris Richards?
Yeah. But you know what else is him crazy is Walker Zimmerman. Like you could see that too.
I don't know what he's going to be. I would say
I don't know. McKenzie. When the roster first came out, I saw Ream on there, but now I'm on their site and I'm not seeing him. Did something?
Was he not allowed to come over or what?
I don't know. Like 100%. He was. I swear when we did the last show and we looked at the roster, he was there, and now I'm on here and I'm not seeing him in there. So unless it's something on the U.S. men's national team site, which is very possible, I don't know. But it wouldn't surprise me. He's playing well, and if you got Anthony Robinson in there and Ream is on this squad, which we thought he is, playing those two next to each other that play every day at Fulham isn't necessarily a terrible thing either. You have that chemistry there. I don't know. If it was me, I agree with you on Miles 100%. Like you every time like we think of Miles and you want to keep starting to doubt him because you're like, he's still an MLS center back. You know, Atlanta's not that good of a team. How good can he really be? And then you watch the kid play, and he's a center back, man. He's got it. He's gonna get out of there soon. He'll make them a few bucks soon, and he'll be another one. He'll be another one out the door. So I would cement him in there. And I mean, if he's fit, looking at this roster, I would roll with your boy McKenzie personally. But that's my call. Again, we know how Greg does, so I'm gonna be. That's one I really interested to see. I think tonight. Of what that grouping looks like.
I mean, I would lean towards him probably using McKenzie, but again,
we say that's one of our biggest question marks, finding that 100% solid center back pairing to where we know every team that's really good has that. You might have 3, 4, 5 good center backs, but if fit, you got 2 guys that just hold down your middle. So I like Miles and McKenzie center back pairings because that kind of allows it's athletic as hell.
Or Adams to roam a little bit further upfield where you don't need a guy that's going to be – you don't need 2 guys sitting back there protecting your center backs because both Miles Robinson and McKenzie, that one of their strengths is recovery speed as well.
Yeah.
So even if somehow there's a breakdown and a counterattack on, you still have a couple guys back there that can probably track whoever it is down. So I would feel like that would be a plus for us. And that way you can move McKennie up in the attack more and not have him sit so far back, especially at home. You want to go for it. I know, Mikel Antonio, is back for this one.
He's out. No, he's out.
He's out.
He's out.
I saw something from a Austin newspaper saying that Jamaica's got reinforcements with Mikel Antonio, Pinnock from Brentford's coming in, and some kid from Rangers is flying in.
I swore that I saw Antonio was knocked and was not going to be making the trip, but I could be wrong because I'm not seeing it here now. But I was 100% because I was like excited to see that we weren't going to have to worry about him. But I'm not seeing it. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that was like speculation because I mean he's been playing in the Prem, but I thought he got knocked or something and was not going to be playing. But either way, Jamaica in general is a quick team, a fast team.
Yeah, you got Decordova-Reid probably going to start.
I mean, this whole sport in general has gotten fast. So when you can bring an element of speed to your center backs, but they can actually play the position of center back too, you don't want to just throw a guy in there because he's fast. He's still got to be able to do the job, but that just changes your roster as well. I mean, look at guys like Van Dijk and them, like it's their athleticism that really sets them apart from everybody else. Because Tim Ream's a great center back, but Tim Ream gets beat by any type of guy with any type, it's over.
Yeah.
Like he's not recovering on that speed.
More of a John Brooks.
Same thing with Brooks.
Missionary.
Same thing. I think Chris Richards has pretty decent speed too. He's another one I really like to see get some opportunities. He just needs to stay fit too.
Yeah, but again, it's like I get it. Like I want to see Chris Richards play, but he has no experience whatsoever.
Yeah.
You just throw him out there like, all right, go for it, man. We'll see what you got. That's what I mean by tinkering and outthinking yourself. Like right. I love Chris Richards. I think in not this window, but I think the next 2026 he might be, in contention. But again, if Miles continues to play the way he has and starts cementing himself as that one of those spots, do you play Chris Richards over McKenzie?
Yeah. Oh, I see Lord Walker says he thinks Sefin.
I saw that. Yeah.
So
I don't know. I mean,
I raised the question only because I know that
he's
if you
start the hot hand or not. I mean, it depends. You go off just pedigree or saying that he plays for City, that he
that's
flying over to start. I mean, who's to say? That's a lot of speculation. I don't.
Going back to Richards, like, what I want to see Chris Richards in a game like this one is, and I love him. I mean, he's a Byron guy. He's out on loan right now, but he's like, I'm looking at him as hopefully the one of my future center backs, and I want to see him when we have a nice little lead with like 20 minutes to go and let him come out there and get some run and give, McKenzie some time, because he's going out there and he's getting a little tired or something like, I don't necessarily want to see him starting this game yet. This game is, like it or not, deny it or not, this game is 100% a must-win game. Everybody, Lord Walker, I don't think you're gonna. I know you well enough. You can't argue that with me. I'd be really surprised if you argue that with me. Like, you're a home game against a really depleted, or even if it's a full Jamaican roster that's only mustered up 1 point and are sitting bottom of this table right now.
Yeah,
and
you don't want to give Jamaica a little bit of life where they're starting to think that they can make a little run off here and. All of a sudden they rattle off two, they're getting 7 points out of this window and they're just like, well, now all of a sudden we're back in contention, Or you draw and get 1 point and Canada goes out and beats Mexico tonight and gets 3. Now you're sitting in like 4th place, because you still got Costa Rica, you still got Panama, you got these other teams that aren't, they're right there right now. Can you imagine the scene?
Us and Panama both have 5 points. We have the same goal differential. Technically, we're no better than Panama, except we have 5 and they have 4, and we've led up 2, and they like we are identical right there. Costa Rica's 1 win away from being a 5-point team. Honduras and El Salvador are 1 win away. I mean, like, it's early enough that you don't take care of your business, and bad things can happen.
I was going to say, can you imagine the scenes at the Azteca tonight from Mexican fans if they lose at home
to Canada?
Can you imagine?
Alfonso, I hope Alfonso's playing tonight, and Jonathan David.
They're going to start pelting their own players with beer cups.
It could get ugly. I mean, there's part of us that, like,
there's a little frustration in that Mexican camp because they know that they see US in the rear view. They see Canada in the rear view, and Mexico, they have an older roster.
Yeah.
And we've dominated them in the past. They're taking notice. They're getting pissed off.
Yeah, now they're getting like,
we're beating them now. And if they go on and lose at home to Canada, they're gonna be feeling like us, how we lost to Canada that day, saying this might be the lowest of low.
It's interesting because they're and I like this kid Julian. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Araujo, I think.
Yeah.
That chose Mexico, but like, it's almost like they're getting our second tier now. It's like been a role reversal. That I watched the kid play the other night for the Galaxy, and I was actually pretty impressed. I think he's good, but like, we have center backs that are, defenders that are way better, or wing back, whatever, defenders that are way better than him right now. So it's like, they're getting that grouping of players. It's been like a big role reversal, and we need to keep that momentum.
Great to see, I gotta say.
It is, but it's got to happen in the big time now. It's all right to win a Nations League or a Gold Cup or these domestic cups that are on home soil and all this stuff, but when it matters, and this is qualifying for a World Cup and the biggest tournament in the world, right now they're still leading the table.
Yeah,
they've come out and they're doing their thing, and they're doing what was asked of them in the last window, and they got their 7 points.
They're doing it. Yeah,
So we got
business on the big stage, right?
Yeah, so we got to do the same thing because all that.
It'd be hilarious.
I mean, again, optimalistically, whatever for us, a draw is probably the best case scenario, really, because let them each get a point and let us get our 3 and pick up 2 on both of them. Yeah.
Again,
is he?
I get it.
Is he?
We don't know what Zach Steffen is, though. When was the last time we actually saw him in action of any sort?
It had to be one of their more recent cup games, and I know that they probably dominated, and he probably had a clean sheet or maybe let up a goal.
Nothing against Zach Steffen.
We
haven't seen him. Matt Turner's having the best season of his career.
Yeah.
And he's done nothing wrong with the U.S. team.
He's doing it again. I was going to say, it's not just like he's, doing it against MLS competition. He's doing it on every world stage game he's gotten to play. So,
does Musa make the trip from Valencia thinking he's not going to play at all? I don't know.
Right. There's a lot of guys that made trips
just because he's going to make the trip that he's been told that he's going to play.
Yeah,
I believe that he might play at least a game. Yeah, sure.
He probably, it'd probably be fair. He probably should, especially because Turner is going in a heavy schedule right now. But I think tonight, in the must-win game, you ride the hot hand. I think Weston is back tonight, so
always a plus. We need him.
So that brings us. So we have what we would want pretty much as our defense now. We talked about goalkeeper. We talked about midfield.
Yeah.
Who do we want up top? Again, this is pending for anybody that's just joining us. We had it broken down as what's been run kind of often, which is a 4-3-3. He could decide to play 2 up top. He's done it. We could see, a 4-4-2 with, or something even odder with, like a 5, whatever, or 5-3-2. He's done some stuff like that. So again, these are all just based off of recent, what we kind of thought we would maybe see up top tonight. So you have thoughts of, again, what you want to see versus what we expect to see?
If he decides to go 4-3-3, I would want to see McKennie, Adams, and Musa in the 3.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think Musa is going to start. If not, I would like to see probably Aronson.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So
every
what about
time he's been on the field, he's been some sort of spark offensively.
So I mean,
I would like to see Pepe in the starting lineup, but I know that's probably not going to happen.
So your top 3, like if you had a top 3, like a left wing, all the way up top, like a left wing, a striker, and a right wing. I'm thinking Aronson up.
Timmy Weah on one of those wings with Aronson on the wing with Musa in part of that midfield and Pepe up top. But I know that's just not how Greg's going to roll.
So Weah on the left, Pepe at the striker, and Aronson at the right.
In this current window, yes.
Yeah. I'm definitely not opposed to that. I think I would like to see some options as far as our left wing. I don't love Hoppy there because I think he tries to get in the middle too much. Right. And I think him and Pulisic are very similar in that way. That I think they thrive in the middle, and we've talked about that. And I think like he doesn't seem like he's comfortable out there. He keeps floating to the middle, and sometimes that area seems like exposed because or he's got to hustle and do too much work to get back there because he's drifted to the middle too much. But I want to see him in there again. That's why it goes like to the selection. His selection's weird because we have like all these guys that I think play striker. That's why maybe he is going to go with 2 up top. But it's, so what did he say? Turner, so Dest, Robinson, Richards, and Anthony Robinson, which again, I didn't disagree with. The last center back is definitely wide open. I think we all agreed on that. We picked 3 different guys between the 3 of us. Everybody else was set in. Adams, Weston, and I would say Musa over Busio to start. I want to see Busio get a couple minutes. I want to have a lead. Again, it would be nice to have leads so we don't have to, we can get guys time. And then Aronson, Pepe, and Weah, which is what you said. And I'm not against that. I would like to see Weah get the start left. I guess Weah or Hoppy.
I'm not opposed to any of those. The dream situation, I think, would be an Adams, McKennie, Musa, 3 in the middle with Weah, Pepe, Aronson as a 3 up top. That would be the dream scenario, but I know that's not going to happen.
So here's what we will see. We're going to take what we just all said, Lord Walker included, because it sounds like we're all in pretty much solid agreement for the most part of this team. And now you can go in and you can take out Aronson, and you might move him to the left. He might end up, like we said earlier, or you might just, or
somewhere.
I think or then maybe Areola goes. I'm telling you, it's Greg Berhalter. It's Paul Areola in Texas. He's starting tonight. It's inevitable. Be ready. That's all I'm telling you. Be ready. And then also be ready to take out one of those midfielders. And it doesn't sound like it's Weston because it sounds like he's already been announced. And I'm pretty sure it's not going to be Tyler. So we're saying, we'd really love to see Musa. We'd love to see Busio. Guess what? You might in like the 75th minute, because guarantee you we're getting a Leggett or an Acosta in there. Like, just because it's Greg Berhalter. And I think we're gonna have to like I just don't want to be angry anymore. I think that's what it is. So I'm like pre-talking myself off the ledge. And if we get what we want, then
There's
awesome.
No way.
And we should and then we should go out and dominate tonight. We should, but we're not. We're just not.
We all know that what Lord Walker just put up is probably what we all want, but it's not what we're gonna get.
That's what you would get if you had, like a Pep in there.
That lineup, you probably win 3-0, 3-1.
Yeah.
And you walk away and you're like, this is no shit. This is our best lineup probably with the players we have.
And we still don't even talk about the defense. That 4 that we would love to see, you might not. You might see Dest come off the bench. You might see Yedlin start. You might see Shaq Moore start. You might see Walker Zimmerman start because it's freaking Greg Berhalter.
He's not going to start Timmy Weah. I just know it in my head that he's not starting Timmy. Timmy might not even play tonight at all.
No, he's going to wait till Timmy gets knocked again and then be like, well, I called him up, but, he's not available. Just play him. You got him healthy.
Areola or Leggett on that side, I guarantee. You're right.
I don't think you'll ever see Leggett up top again. I think that he tried that one time, and that was
like
awful.
I'm okay with Leggett. He at least performs usually when he is called upon.
Again, I am, but
it's not true.
It is true, but when you're playing a game like this
at the position, that option, no, absolutely not.
No, and I mean I don't know
I don't see Pepe starting tonight either.
No, probably not. He's probably a super sub again.
I would say Hoppy, or he gives freaking his boy the start.
That's another one. The blonde beast in the middle. You could see Paul Areola and Zanzi Zardes starting tonight. How about that? It's possible.
It is definitely possible.
That's the scary part.
That is definitely possible, and
you wouldn't be shocked. You wouldn't be shocked.
I know, and I'm trying to talk myself into, I'm already talking myself into saying that I pretty much know that Timmy's not going to start or play, and Pepe might be break glass, in case of emergency, like we did against Honduras, and just unleash him in the second half if we're down 1-0 at halftime.
Which, again, would be a monster mistake because I know we're in Austin and we're not in Dallas, but, you got to start the Texas kid tonight. You got it. We talk about this. Having the finger on the pulse. Understanding sports. Understanding the moment. Understanding these guys' heart. If this kid hasn't proved to you, this kid is all fucking heart, man. That's all that this kid is.
It's bad when the coach doesn't have a pulse on the team, though.
I know, but he better tonight. He better tonight. If you're gonna be all nostalgic and you're gonna start Paul Areola tonight and put the captain's band on his arm, then you better put Pepe up top with him. That's all I'm saying.
Greg, let's get fired up, dog. Let's go.
Yeah, see, everybody's jumping in here.
Put him in the dirt early.
Yeah, that's crazy because I was wearing a Cobra Kai shirt tonight. It was earlier today. It was like you were following me.
Put him in a goddamn body bag.
But I mean, for real, we need some more passion around this team. But it's not going to happen. Let's again. I'm preventing. That way we don't have to rage on Tuesday's show. As long as this is good. This is that window again. We have tonight. And then we have Sunday, right?
Sunday, Wednesday.
Sunday. So this is the same thing with doing these Thursday shows, which again, things are going to change. We will let you guys know. Going forward, some stuff's going to change again in our schedule. But with these Thursday shows, we have the game tonight, and then we have a game Sunday. Then we will be back again after that. So it's we're going to have 2 to react to. So it's not only what's going to happen tonight, but then how are we going to follow it up? So, it's a bigger American always.
I'm sure it kind of is. I mean, It's like he's been bailed out. You know, these coaches are getting bailed out by just talent, pure talent.
Yeah.
Greg made horrible decisions in the Honduras game, made the adjustments, and just bailed out by how good Pepe was in that second half against Honduras.
Yeah, he didn't coach well. Like,
And
he
Aaron
didn't coach
just
terrible,
the ability of these guys and the skills bailed his ass out. He wasn't even celebrating the goals that Pepe scored because he was just like, thank God, like.
Yeah, he's gonna. It actually makes him look
He
worse.
wasn't even getting off the freaking out of the country if he loses that game.
Yeah. And then, you go, we said it 100 times, and I hate to keep saying it too, but you go back to the Gold Cup even. Every game was a 1-0 win.
1-0, yeah.
That's not good tactic. That's got good managing. That's getting bailed out by good players and getting a little bit of luck in it. And
lucky.
Yeah, there's a lot of luck in this game. I tell the kids at a super young age coaching them, there's so much luck. You put the ball on the net and you hope for the best.
Missed
and
PKs,
when you
saved PKs.
Yeah, when you
The
score,
last
you
time we
celebrate.
played Jamaica, D. Cordova Reed had a sitter in like the first 2 minutes, and he skied it in like the 20th row.
Yeah, you got all these guys that and we've changed a lot of them. A lot of them are starting to come around, I think, on our sport a little bit, even if it's a little quiet. But
it'll get better, I think, once as we go down through these windows. I think we're going to see a little bit more hype. I think the next November window, I think we're going to see some more people jumping on the train here. Starting to get excited.
Playing a sport strictly with your feet it's just not easy, and I think people need to that's something people are really starting to understand. These guys are tremendous athletes, and we're starting to see we have some of the best in the world. We're in that mix. We need to put it together. It's time. We keep saying it. It's time.
It is time, and the talent's there. It's just, again, Lord Walker, we just don't know what this coach is, trying to outthink himself or, trying to tinker or giving guys an opportunity. Like, I understand, but that's for friendlies.
Yeah.
That's for games that don't matter. It's not for World Cup qualifying when we're in an October window where you already drew 2 in the first. Now you're even more against the wall. There's no time. I don't need to see George Bello. I don't.
Christian Roldan staring at me over here.
Christian Roldan. I know what he is.
Yeah, he's looking at me.
I know what Paul Arriola is. I know what Jaissy Zardes is.
Those are guys I want to see when we have a nice, comfortable lead. And
I don't know what Timmy Way is, basically because he's hurt a lot.
But see, that's going to be his counter. That's the only. That's going to be his counter. He's going to say, well, I know what I have in John Z, and we need to win this game. So that's why I'm starting him. I don't want to go with, the younger guy that's playing on a super high level over in Italy or, over in France.
Starting and making impacts like Aronson, making an impact at Salzburg.
On Champions League clubs.
Exactly.
In Champions League games. You have Jordan Pifak led off a roster who's, had one of the biggest goals for a U.S. man in Champions League, in the history of U.S. men scoring a goal. I know it was just a group stage game, but to score that goal against that team and for the limited amount of U.S. men that have scored goals in Champions League alone, that's up there. So I think your boys definitely got the best one, but
probably.
Yeah, as of now, but that's going to change too. That's the great thing. Eventually that's going to change. Americans are going to score all over Champions League, and it's not going to be a freaking headline. It's just going to be oh yeah, he had 2 tonight. That's normal. I hope, I hope that's where it seems. That's where we're getting. We just need it to keep going.
That's also an issue though going forward with these great talented players like Pulisic, Weah. Granted, Gio just, freak injury, he doesn't get hurt often, but it's Pulisic and Weah have been hurt a lot recently.
Yeah.
And you don't want that to become their MO where it's like, well, can we even call them or rely on them because they're just taking knocks every time, they're going out there.
Yeah. Weah especially just because
Weah gets team of the week.
Yeah.
In France when healthy. Like
when
he
healthy,
can compete on that level, but you just got to keep the man healthy.
Oh yeah. Pulisic's one of the best players on Chelsea when healthy. But that's what we just need it. We need that.
I don't even know what he looks like in a Chelsea uniform because it's been so long.
Again, and I'm okay. Like him missing some time here and there right now is okay. It's giving guys opportunities to play. It's building this core. We just need to get the core. We should now. We're like, it's taking way too long to really solidify. Like I should be able to say, who's the starting 11 for the United States of America, and within two guys, be able to tell you. And then those two guys are always my first two on the bench, give or take, the conversation. And then you have what, 6 more guys after that or whatever. But like, yeah, we're getting there. But then like the next call up, you have like 7 more randoms that come back up. And it's like, well, this guy was left off. And it's like, okay, I get you can't come every window and all that. But at some point, it's got to be more just consistent. Like this is my team pending injury.
Right. And again, it happens, injuries happen, but what we have now and what we're going to get with this window is going to be different. And we know that. And that's an issue. You should be able to look at and be like, all right, I know we're a young team, and I get that. It's going to take a little bit more time to see, who's going to get cemented where. But I think slowly we're finding out that, that Miles Robinson is really taking hold of that one of those center back spots. You got it when Dest, again, when he's 100%, fantastic player, got to be on the field. Anthony Robinson, I thought, had his best game of his U.S. career in this last window. And especially against Honduras, he was everywhere. So, and you have to have Tyler Adams and McKennie in. Those two are the ones that should be penciled in, and Dest.
So this one I'm looking at does have Ream, but it had Brooks. Now the other one had Zimmerman. So I'm assuming Zimmerman replaced Brooks, but I don't see who would have replaced Ream. Or maybe they just left him off that other thing I was looking at by mistake. Because everybody else is the same and accurate. So I don't know. I'm super in anticipation now till it usually takes an hour before game time. So I wouldn't expect to know the official roster till about 6:30 tonight. But it's going to definitely be something to look at. And again, we implore all you fans, especially the casual fans, tune into this game tonight. Support your U.S. men's national team. Send some positive vibes. Send some energy. We got to handle our business. There he is. We've been waiting for him. He's been sleeping over in Canada the whole time because we changed show times on him.
It's tough, West Coast.
So hey, I don't even want to say it. I don't want to see Canada win tonight because then it just makes too much jumbling up in our top of the table. So draw. Wish the draw.
I was going to say, as a U.S. fan, you would probably vote for a draw. Or I think it would just be hilarious that Canada goes in there and
again, as long as we handle our business, then that's fine. That would be awesome. I would actually root for Canada to beat Mexico just to see that disappointment on El Tree at home, losing to the Canada team. But we got to get our 3 points too, because then if not, that could really fuck us up in the table big time. Like if we mess up and draw Jamaica and Canada gets 3, and Panama goes and wins, which they could very easily win tonight, then then we're sitting 4th and not even in a good spot. So Can't have things like that happen, please.
I know you can't. We have to take care of our own business.
It makes great for ranting, and maybe they would pull us over onto the rant booth one weekend and let us rant for an hour. Which I feel like anytime we do a U.S. men's national team, that's basically all we're doing anyway.
There's usually ranting with
ranting and raving,
just with roster really and selection from the coach.
Yeah.
And again, we're going to have that same issue. I'm sure if we had a show after the game tonight, we would probably be like, why is he starting? Why did he start? Why did he not play?
I know. I wish we were in a position to do some live react stuff. Maybe going forward with our schedules changing, we can start doing that too, possibly again. But yeah, because we're gonna have those questions tonight. We know it. You know it. I know it. It's not gonna go the way we all think or want it to go. Yeah.
I don't even know why I'm taking shots right now, but that's
cool. Man, because I think he just does it just to see if you'll get mad at him, or if you'll just get a little mad at him.
That was more just like a funny because I don't even think I said anything about him or Canada to piss him off, but
no, you actually are rooting for Canada in a sense. So
he has a sick mind where
it's even better. I know
when I get mad.
I like that because I want you to root for Canada, so when they lose tonight, he can blame you for rooting for Canada, and then that'll just add even more to it.
I already know that I can do no good in Dan's mind. Like I could root for Canada and they lose, and I'll be the blame.
Get a 6-pack of Molson Ice. Sit down, root for Canada, and when they lose 4-1 tonight to El Tri in the Azteca,
my fault.
It'll be all your fault.
And it'll say I subscribe to my granny's OnlyFans or some stupid thing.
Yeah. So, we do need to recognize our sponsors. I know we got caught up today because there's so much going on. Again, Kickin at Stateside is brought to you by Specialized Physical Therapy. Dr. Paul Vidal, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. #1 in South Jersey. Keep yourself feeling well. Check them out. Cherry Hill, Burlington. They are the ones. You can still do telehealth if you need to as well. But if not, get your butt in there and
don't forget about their concussion.
Oh yes, the concussion services are going on now as well, especially with the American football and and our football. There's a lot of probably more concussions in soccer in world football than there are in almost any other sport. They just got covered up as well and undiagnosed for a long time. So it is a big deal. We use our head a lot in this game, especially as you get older. There's guys that bang heads a lot in this game, knees to heads, feet to head. So it's very important that they go diagnosed and that they're treated. I'm from the generation where they really didn't. They were just like, oh, yeah, you had a concussion. Good luck.
Get back out there.
Yeah, playing lacrosse and sports like that, too. It's just – it was what it was. You told them you were seeing stars, and they're like, all right, take a minute and get back in there. We need you. So, but things have changed, and it's for the better. So they are here for you as well on that end. So just doing good things. The good doctor, make them yours. And then
he does it all. He really does it all.
He really does. And then our boys over, boys and girls, I'm sorry, over at Manscaped. Yeah, doing our thing still. We still got them going, right? Promo code A2D, simple, 20% off, free shipping. I think we have a new sponsor too, don't we? Or are we not there yet? I don't know if it might not be for another week or so. I saw there was an announcement. So if not, that's fine. We can wait till the next show. I think there was new sponsors coming to A2D. I was going to give them some love, but.
We have a new bar that's on.
Yeah, well, that's but I wasn't quite sure yet. I was actually going to hit them up about maybe doing some soccer games over at the old bar.
Yeah, maybe a little show one morning,
Yeah, that'd be cool. So, but a good way for you guys to all get involved, Adam.
I know. You know what? We've been preaching it. I want to see some more people join. I know Lord Walker's on it. I'd love to see some other people that tune in.
We saw Benny's Nation earlier with
Benny's
the green.
Nation was.
Yeah.
Love to see Eric, Mr. Jacinto on there. Trying to get even Eddie to come, be a fan, be a member. He's always on these shows. I know him and Tommy have good banter going back and forth half the time. Yeah, even Danny. Why not, man?
We know it's a little bit more than US dollars, but you can swing it.
Yeah. Again, it's we're getting down to that time. We have pretty much everything. Every sport's about to be rocking and rolling. We got hockey starting up next week. Those guys, over at the Hockey Happy Hour on A2D platform, Pove, Daly, and Maddie are fantastic, giving you all the best hockey coverage. And, we even got shows for WWE. It's fantastic as well. We got Ritter and Butters giving you all the good WWE, NXT, all that great stuff. So there's everything for anybody, all the sports you got. $10 all the fun. We got freaking basketball right around the corner again, of course.
Yep.
It's never a dull moment. You get the appearance on the shows, members only stream shout outs, weekly sport pick from the Money Pop podcast in Willie Vegas. Again, you got any hunches? You got any good parlays coming up this weekend? If you're about the international soccer game, you got some good picks out there. It's a good time to win some money. Really anything. We could send it over. The Money Pop podcast is usually on Sunday mornings before Birds games and before the NFL kicks off. So you got any soccer tips for those guys? I'm sure they'd love to hear it. We'll throw them up there. It's really a good steal. It's just $9.99. You don't get much better than that.
I would love to see some lines on some of these games today. So
I know. That's the best part. And I had Japan. Of course, they're going to lay an egg and draw Saudi Arabia and probably fuck me. So
FYI, in the Nations League finals, if anybody wants to jump in that one, which it starts in about 30 minutes, both of these, Belgium and France, this is full squad here.
Mm-hmm.
This is these guys. This is a meaningful game, at least in their eyes. You got Hazard, Lukaku, and De Bruyne starting up top for Belgium, with Carrasco, Tielemans, Witzel, and Castagne, Van Vertonghen, Denier, and Alderweireld with Courtois in the back. So that's as full as you can get for Belgium. And then you got Mbappe and Benzema up top for France, with Griezmann kind of playing that cam spot. Hernandez, Rabiot, Pogba, Pavard, Hernandez, Varane, and Koundé, I guess, and Hugo in goal. So
Jules Koundé.
Yeah, so these that's a good game, man. That's on ESPN2. That's getting some big top billing, and that's right as we're going off here at 2:45. So if you're just hanging this afternoon and you want to see two world powers really going at it in a semifinal, I know I'm probably frozen. As long as you can hear me, I guess. Who cares what my ugly face is frozen in?
He's been sort of like in and out this whole show. Right.
I need to just start wiring this damn computer into the thing and stop going wireless, I guess. I don't know.
It's one of those, it's like a hit or miss. It's been like you've been fine and then you've been sometimes just choppy. I don't know.
I'm just gonna buy a 100-foot wire and I'm gonna plug it in when we do a show, and that's it. Yeah. I don't need it for the rest of the time. I'll use my wireless, but when we're actually doing a show, I'm gonna get wired.
Smart.
Yeah. I can't live like this anymore.
I just can't do it, man.
There's games all over tonight, just so everybody knows too. I know we're getting ready to get off here shortly, but you got the African. They're already playing today. Asia as well. They're pretty much either done or finishing up. Iran's up right now. China's up right now on Vietnam. Japan's still struggling against Saudi Arabia 0-0. So
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it was too good to be true.
Hey, you still got time. It's only the 56th minute. You got 30 minutes left.
It's not a good vibe. It's not
Japan on the road needs to do something. They've been struggling. We said some of the African stuff. That's all done. They've pretty much finished up early our time, early morning. Oh, actually, no, there's a couple going. Kenya plays at 3. So everybody, the whole world's playing. Your Cotton Bowl has the best matchups, I would say, probably with Uruguay and Colombia and Venezuela and Brazil. So Paraguay, Argentina. Some good matchups tonight as well. So there's always something to watch.
Oh yeah, I mean,
if you have more than one Spanish channel, I guarantee tonight you'll probably have at least 2 of those games. Peru, Chile might end up on one of your stations. You don't need to understand what they're saying if you don't understand Spanish. Just watch the game. That's what I told. Like, the words mean nothing. If you know sports and you can watch a game, it shouldn't matter what the commentator is telling you. Just watch it.
I was gonna say it's you can literally sit down all day today and sit in front of your television and watch games all day.
Yeah,
from all sides of the world. It's on, so that's why international break is great.
It is,
especially now where it's all World Cup qualifying and every game matters. So
absolutely.
I guess the only thing, any prediction? What's your final prediction for tonight?
Oh, man. So I did this on one of the groups, and whenever you do anything in life, you have 3 ways to make a decision. You use your head, use your heart, or you use your gut, or you use a combo of all 3. So my head tells me we should win 3-0, right? We said that 3-0, 3-1. I would accept like a late goal, 3-1, hold them off. My heart tells me, based off of everything I've seen recently with this team, they're going to win 1-0. And they're going to make it uncomfortable for like 70 minutes. And we're going to get a goal. And then they're going to make it uncomfortable for another 15 minutes defending. And we're going to get out of here and we're going to win 1-0. Mm-hmm. And then my gut tells me, like, I just throw it all out. We're the better team. We're at home. Don't be scared. Let's just go like 2-0. I want to see just a nice 2-0 victory. The first goal coming in the first half. Both could come in the first half. I don't care, but I don't want to see it take to the second half to get that first goal and establish ourselves as the better team in this game.
I feel like my head says probably it's going to be close. It's going to be, like you said, we're going to be shitting bricks throughout the last 15 minutes and probably escape 1-0. But I don't know. I feel like my heart's saying, I think my heart's saying 3-1. I think we get up on them. I think we get a scrappy goal. I think somehow Hopi or Zardes get some scrap goal in front of the net to give us a 2-1 lead in the second half. And then Pepe comes on and adds 1 to make it 3-1.
So it's not going to be like a comfortable 3-1.
It won't be comfortable, but at the end of the day, it'll be kind of like the Honduras scoreline where it was a lot closer than what the final score was.
Yeah.
We'll get a scrappy goal. Somehow Zardes will get a scrappy goal, just a poacher's goal, and then I think Pepe comes in at some point and adds 1 and cements why he should be playing every game because he just keeps scoring for the team. So
Aronson on a rebound somewhere because he always seems to be in the right place at the right time.
It might be another Aronson to Pepe assist. We don't know.
Yeah.
We might be on a late break while Jamaica's trying to press and get that game-tying goal to make it 2-2. We're going to get on the counter, and Pepe's going to finish it off and make it 3-1.
I'd love to see it.
That's my prediction for tonight. Again, it never goes the way we want it to. The way we want it to go and how it usually goes, it's like
not with this team. It seems like
it's never easy. So hopefully, after that Honduras game, we turn the corner and we see actually, putting some good results. Again, Jamaica's been struggling.
But I don't.
Whether they have a full squad or not, I still think that we come away with the win because there's really no other choice. We have to.
I hope he doesn't coach, and I hope these players don't come out with that mentality of Jamaica's been struggling, though. That's what scares me.
You can't take him lightly.
Is that he's going to be like, oh, well, they're sitting in the bottom, so I'm going to start Luca De La Torre, and I'm going to start Zardes, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I hope that's not the mentality coming in.
Again, we don't need that tinkering from Luca, even though he's been playing well.
Well, for everybody, if you want to know how we feel and you want to know what kind of roster he comes out with, just keep your eyes on our Twitter in a couple hours because I'm sure I'll have something to say depending on what drops when the roster comes out.
I almost will guarantee that we will be communicating through group chat saying, what the hell is blank player doing in the 11? Most likely, yes. So that's why we spent this show preparing for that. Right. So we should know. Yes. we should know that an Areola or Legit or Zardes will be in the starting 11. Yeah. Okay. 100%. Okay. 100%. All right. So red card, yellow card. I think I'll let you handle the red card 100% because I know we talked about it before the show and we were definitely going to pick the same one. I'm going to just go with a yellow, and my yellow at this point was when we started the show, and I'm going to jump away from our team because we already know they're a constant yellow card right now. Until we are in a World Cup, they're always on a yellow card. Yeah. I'll give the yellow to Newcastle because now, it's like now it's going to be put up or shut up. You got what you wanted. You got your big investor. You got your money influx coming in. So you're on notice now. I mean, you can't just be a mid-table team. You're going to have to spend some money and you're going to have to compete, or I don't understand what the point of any of it was. So, and I implore UEFA and FIFA and all these to just keep an eye on them. Make sure they're doing, they don't get a little nutty like some of these other teams that have gotten this big money in the beginning and maybe not follow all the rules in their spending and things along those lines. So they're definitely my yellow card, and they are on notice going forward. Yeah, for sure. And, the red card, it was something interesting, and that's like kind of scary and I guess not that surprising in Brazil because they're just ruthless and just don't give a shit. So I guess it was a second division game in Brazil. One of the players was obviously sacked and arrested after the match for kicking the referee in the head and knocking him unconscious. Sporting Club Sao Paulo's William Ribeiro apparently attacked the referee while on the ground after calling a foul against the player in a match on Monday. It's not a laughing matter, but it's like we've seen these different stories from Brazil where, they're like killing the referee after games or, just wild shit, like no rules. Soccer's too much life. And the ref was taken to the hospital while the player, Ribeiro, was arrested, but later released on bail. Yeah, it was actually Sao Paulo's 113th anniversary game.
celebrating that. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, and of course, the club said, quote, it's one of the saddest moments in our history. Well, yeah, I would assume so.
I would hope so, or your history's really fucked.
Just, I hope this isn't like an occurrence that players are kicking refs in the head. But
it was part of our anniversary celebration. We do this once every 10 years.
It's just
sacrifice a ref.
Those refs must be paid a lot, or God, their lives are on the line. For fuck's sake.
Hey, again, and then remember that with this team and why we can't bring soft players to our national team, because these are the type of guys you're going against in international competition. This is what these guys grew up going against. They grew up with guys that'll kick you in the head and send you to the hospital for calling a bad foul on them.
We got some dogs in our team, though. I'm not worried about it.
No, we do. We got a few. We're getting there. So, all right. Well,
appreciate everybody tuning in again. Always a pleasure. Again, just pray to whoever you pray to, and hope that this team comes out well prepared, not taking Jamaica lightly, and comes out and wins comfortably, and we'll be able to sleep well tonight. Let's just throw that good juju out there and hope, and just know that Uncle Greg's going to make the right call, and somehow, some way, we're going to get this thing done and get the 3 points that we should.
And follow it up Sunday with at least a point on the road in Panama.
Yeah,
which is a whole. Yeah, I just didn't even want to talk about that one, even though we probably won't be on the air before that game again. Just because it's like we can't skip ahead. This is the one we got to focus on. Let's get through this one. Again, we did that last time, and we're like, oh, we're just gonna run through El Salvador, and it didn't happen on our way to Canada. So let's just handle this.
Yeah.
One game at a time.
Right. Let's handle our business at home and then look forward to taking a nice little flight over to Panama. So,
yeah.
All right, everybody.
All right, man.
Enjoyed tonight. Keep on the lookout. ESPN2, 7:30, 7:45, US, Jamaica, and then also Mexico, Canada. We'll be scoreboard watching as well. So we will see you guys at some point next week. We'll keep an eye on our social medias for any updates on times. We're going to have to switch again because life just likes to hand me usually.
It's all right. Me too.
Schedules of work. So
yeah. Keep the A2D socials and Kickin and Stateside socials, and we will let you know when and where we will be next.
We may be going back to the old school, how we started, a little nightcapper.
A little nightcapper for a couple hours. Well, we shall see, but we will let you know, and we will get it out there to everybody. Let you know where to find us. So
absolutely. All right, everybody. Well,
all right, brother.
Have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yep. Love you guys.